Good morning. It is October 29th, 2024. I am going to vote early. I decided that after listening to Alexis Nungaray and her story about Jocelyn, and I will tell it here in a moment. The reason I am voting early is because of the same reasons that a lot of people are voting early because of the controversy of the elections in the previous election. So I decided to do that today. Today's the last day in Pennsylvania for voting early. So if you're in Pennsylvania, today is, like I said, the last day. Now, let me tell you the story. Alexis Nungaray lost her daughter, Jocelyn, and the story is basically what happened to her the Sunday night, the night before she lost her daughter. She had told her to go to bed early because she had to work early the next morning, and that was the last time she seen her. The next morning, she went to wake her up, and she was not in her bed. She went to look to her iPhone, and the ping was at a local state skate rink. And when she went to the location, she saw police cars surrounded the area with crime scene tape. She went and saw what was her daughter. She was bound, both her arms and her legs, and her pants were ripped off. She was murdered by illegals that were in the United States that 3 weeks prior were arrested by Border Patrol. So I made my decision based on this. If what President Trump said is true about mass deportation and everything that he's promised, my vote will go to Trump because this is too big of an issue. Jocelyn's story is not going away for not for me, but for members of those who've lost their children to illegal immigrants that have come into this country illegally. It is everywhere. Every state is a border state now because of Kamala Harris. And because of that reason alone, and child trafficking, sex exploitation of children alone is my number one concern. And there's more, of course. I'm just not telling you everything because I'm going to get ready to go and vote. I was told by the Bureau of Elections that to wait till November 5th. I'm not waiting. I'm going to run over to the office and cast my ballot for Trump. I came to this realization after listening to Jocelyn's story, and I want you to remember her story now that she's dead and murdered. These individuals that murdered her are now charged with capital murder, and Alexis, the mother, endorsed President Trump for president. So that confirms my concerns about child abuse, exploitation, and rape and murder of children. Kamala Harris has been mocking Christianity. She is behind a lot of other things as well that are too long to list. I've said enough. I don't want to go into too much more. I'm stirred up about this story about Jocelyn Nungaray. Don't forget about what happened to Jocelyn. That's my main part of why I did this video, for the same reason that I'm voting today in support of Trump in the mass deportation of illegal immigrants that have come into this country en masse. And that is my decision I've made today. And that is concluding my field report here for this day. And I am going to do this with the hope that this is the end of this road that we've been on for a long time. I have feared the worst. I have been heckled by immigrants, migrants in this community as well. I have feared and had concerns for a long time about this issue. But after hearing Jocelyn's story at 12 years old being murdered, it's a reality that we can't ignore. Let me just conclude with this. If you're on the fence, like I have been about this, it is true that a story like Jocelyn's cannot go ignored. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless the USA.